got to find ways to retaliate instead of reconciliation. See, anger is more concerned about how you retaliate. Anger does not want you to reconcile. I can't have anger if I reconcile. If I make up with you, I can't be mad at you no more. I want to be mad at you. I enjoy being mad at you. It stirs me up and gives me a reason to get out of bed that morning because I'm just so mad at you. If I say I'm sorry, it's gonna make you the victor in the argument, and I don't want to make you the victor in the argument. So I'm just gonna stay mad and try to figure out a way to retaliate against you. And I don't need to reconciliation. No. Hold grudges. The game is long over. Someone the other day on television said they asked a question. They wonder if what's his name is talking to his brother yet. Harbaugh, Jim, them Harbaugh brothers. Are they talking yet? Have they made up yet? Have they spoke to each other again since the Super Bowl yet? The game been over for almost a month and they still not coming over for dinner at each other's house together. Are they that mad at each other? Anger begins to control us, but anger also belittles us with attitude. Saul was afraid of David because the Lord was with David and departed from Saul. Saul became insecure for the wrong reasons. You begin to feel threatened, and you begin to feel like somebody's going to take your place. But if you're not doing your job the way you're supposed to do it, yes, you're supposed to lose that job. Saul wasn't being faithful to God. It changes the way we behave. It changes our character. It changes the way we act around folk. We begin to roll our eyes. We begin to smirk. We begin to make uncalled for comments. Comments that sometimes it causes you to butt into other folks' conversations because you just got to have your 2 cents. If I hear Sister Janelle and Sister Jenkins talking about Sister Claire, I can hear, yeah, you sure enough right. You get involved in them because you're provoking what they think about Sister Claire, and you're poisoning their mind with your own frustration. That's why we gossip so much, because we want to add our 2 cents. My grandmother used to say, a dog that carries a bone will bring a bone. And for a long time, I couldn't understand that until I understood how philosophy, how gossip generates. Because when you start a story over here, everybody who carries it got to add their 2 cents to it. And Sister Erica might start, Sister, you know when you get preaching, you forget folk names. Sister Mary will start, she'll say, Sister Erica's a nice person. And she'll tell somebody, and the next person will say, well, Sister Erica's just a nice old person. And then the next person says she's a nice old crippled person. And by the time we get all around, she's almost dead. She's a nice old crippled half. We just add stuff to it, and it's nothing like what so-and-so said first. Because we are insecure, and we have to have attitude, and we got to show folk we're angry. I used to watch on TV. Let me not say that, because the women may get mad at me, they get angry at me. Because they used to talk about, move your neck when you get angry. And the finger be going in. But now men have the idiosyncrasies too. We develop those in flinches. You can tell pretty much when a person is angry just because of their behavior. I could probably say something about Sister McFarland and all those who were not angry with her would stand and clap. And then the folk who were angry with her just sit there. I know he didn't just say what I thought I heard him say. You know he lied. Your attitude shows. Anger changes you. You become afraid for the wrong reason. Saul was afraid of David, thinking that David was out to kill Saul. David didn't want to kill Saul. David just wanted to be obedient and serve the kingdom and serve his master, serve God. That's all he was doing. He was doing what God had directed him, and he served God and did it with God, and God was with him because he was faithful to God. Didn't do a thing with David. And couldn't understand why David tried to kill him. But if you read through Samuel, it shows all about David's character, because 3 times in Samuel, David had a chance to kill Saul and did not do it. Even though he knew this man was after him. And sometimes when somebody after you, the best way to get somebody off you is to kill them before they kill you. But David didn't do that. So he did not let his anger belittle his attitude. But anger belittles us attitude, but it also binds us with emotion. It says that next day an evil spirit came upon Saul. He was prophesying in his house. David was playing his harp like he usually did. And for some strange reason, Saul just took a spear and threw it at him. Twice. He said, I'm going to pin you to the wall. David, of course, escaped. But sometimes anger will cause you to do some irrational things. That's why sometimes when your children make you mad, parents, you got to stop. You got to count to 10 or 20. Or 30. Count until your rationale comes back. Your right mind. Then you can whoop them properly without leaving a mark. Because sometimes you get angry and you just pick up something and you left a mark and you go into jail. Anger has consumed your emotion, and you become too emotional, and you just want to hit, throw, and that's how road rage evolves. That's how our characters change. You begin and you lose control of things that you would normally not do, and a spirit comes upon you. And you begin to speak in tongues. It binds with emotion and it causes us to do irrational things and think irrationally and make wrong motives because we've allowed the anger to consume us. And instead of dealing with it and praying the Lord to remove the anger from us, we allow it to control us. And we feel like we have to get it out of our system. Yes, sometimes when you have a bomb in a building, the bomb squad just don't, if they can keep from it, they just don't let the bomb blow up in the building. If they can't get the bomb defused and they just know the bomb is going to explode, they try to get into one of those bomb containers to let it go off in the container. They just don't say, well, ain't nothing else we can do about the bomb. Let's just blow up the building. They do everything they can to make the bomb and contain the bomb. So if your anger is going to erupt in you, you need to do everything you can to contain your anger and to diffuse your anger and to allow maybe God pray. Get you a favorite song not Al Green and not Big James. Jesus, keep me near. Even if you can't sing like I can, just sing it. Because it'll diffuse your anger on the cross. But finally, anger kills with wrath. The unclean spirit went out and entered into the swine. Saul's anger toward David ruined his relationship. It ruined his relationship with David. It ruined his relationship with Jonathan, his son. It led, in many ways, to the death of his son. He chased David for years, trying to kill him, trying to do away with him. And ultimately, it ruined the way his leadership and his effectiveness as a leader in Israel and Jerusalem, and it ended up really costing him his own life because he was too busy dealing with his anger for David to really lead the army the way he was supposed to, and he found himself back in a corner and ended up killing himself and taking his own life because in his back of his mind he really wanted somebody else to kill him instead of David. He was afraid that David might end up killing him, so it really costed him his life and his relationship because he was consumed. And that's what anger will do. It will destroy you. If you don't give it to God and let God remove it from your life, you'll never learn to relate to other people. You'll always be doubting folk. You'll grow up not trusting folk. You'll grow up second guessing people. You'll become insecure. You'll be jealous of everything that moves. You'll have issue with everything that is said. You'll have doubts. It will ruin your whole ability to serve God the way God wants you to serve Him. It'll put a damper on your light system and dim your glory that should be shining from with you, from God. It'll shine a nasty taste upon others. But that's why God, as we said in the text last week, God can release the satanic demons that are in you. He can pull them out, and He can cause you to have life and have life in its abundance. Anger does not have to control you. Anger does not have to belittle you. Anger does not have to bind you. Anger really doesn't even have to affect you. If you learn to live in a relationship with God. Anger is just an emotion that we can deal with. We don't go to church. We're going to let you know God is a healer. God is a sustainer. Jesus became very angry when He went into Jerusalem and saw what they had did to His temple. And He had to control and cipher that anger and pour His anger out and turning over the tables. Jesus was divine. He could have snapped His finger and said, "All y'all be dead." But He didn't. He voiced His displeasure at what they were doing. "You've turned my house into a den of thieves.